This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
About a week before the match, according to the WWE Network, you told on the WWE Untold series, I think Shawn approached you and said, "I'm not scared of you." What do you remember of that particular conversation? That seems really random.
You know what? I was in shock. The last time I really spoke to Shawn before that was Survivor Series when I told him, "Hey, you're pretty good." He was like, "Oh, thanks." Because I didn't know Shawn. He was out when I started. He was out with injury, and he didn't come back until a couple years after. But so the next time I see him, he knows he's wrestling me, and he decides to come up, and I guess he just wanted to tell me he's not afraid of me. He said, "Listen, I'm not scared of you. If it goes down, it goes down. I'm not afraid to fight you." And I was like, okay, I don't know why you're saying this, but all right, I respect that. I guess because I was a shooter.
Right.
And I think that I had a little bit of a reputation of being a little stiff in the ring. So I think that might have added to it. So he was just telling me, if I take advantage of him, he's going to fight back. And, I respected that. I was shocked because I've been professional up until then. I was in the company for 5 years, and, I never did anybody wrong. So I'm not sure why he said it, but, it was a shocking, it was the shock factor. It was really crazy that, he said this to me. It was really, blew my mind.
Help me understand. You said something there I never really heard. I had a reputation for being stiff in the ring, but I had never heard anyone say, "Oh, Kurt Angle hurt me." You didn't have any sort of reputation for hurting anybody at that point, right?
Just Bob Holly when I moonsaulted for the first time, and I went short and my shin hit his arm and broke his arm. I felt so badly for him. I went to the hospital with him, and I felt like I needed to spend the night with this guy because it's the only time I injured somebody, and it was my fault.
But again, that's not from being.
I never had. I didn't have a reputation of hurting anyone or taking advantage of anyone. So right. I'm not sure why he said it.
Because we've seen guys way back in the day, 25, 30, 40 years ago. There's tape of guys really taking liberties with enhancement talent. You never had that reputation at all.
Well, I did when I did the Kurt Angle Invitationals because Vince McMahon wanted me to be really stiff. He wanted me to lay in. Like the slap on the one kid with the ladder match. I laid into these guys. It was a bully technique, and Vince McMahon wanted me to bully everybody during the invitationals, and I did that. But that's the only time I ever laid into talent.
So maybe that's it. Well, the result is a fantastic match. Meltzer would write in the newsletter, while both men are nowhere close to their better shape, as Michaels has had a bad knee and Angle's medical issues are discussed weekly, Angle has talked about going in with the goal of having the greatest match in the history of wrestling. I'm sure some of that is just hyperbole, but we know this just 4 weeks into this show. You have really high expectations for yourself. We know the same thing of Shawn Michaels. What was the pressure leading into that match like? I mean, obviously you're having fun with some of the skits, but behind the scenes, are you starting to worry, are we going to be able to deliver? Not because you're not capable, but because you are still both working through some injuries.
Well, yeah, we were working through injuries, and, I had some stuff going on at the time, and Shawn did too. And, we just had to focus on what we were going to do in the ring. And we wanted to tell a good story in the match and basically, give our best. That's all we could do. I mean, it was hard because, the injuries, they don't sideline you. They might make you not want to do certain moves.
Right.
But at the same time, it's WrestleMania. You got to let it go. You got to lay it on the line. So Shawn and I, besides the injuries, we just said, hey, let's pretend like this is our last match in our careers. This is the one, and this is the one that people are going to remember forever. So we have to produce.
When you're getting ready for a match like that, do you start to, consult with some sort of medical physician on the way in of, hey, what can I prepare for? I mean, are you getting things wrapped and taped and a cortisone shot, or what type of preparation goes into when we're building to this one big match and I've got to have everything perfect?
Well, I think the most important thing is to be well rested, and whether you get taped up or cortisone shot, which we didn't do at that point in time, but it's just a matter of making sure that you're prepared and ready. You can work around injuries. That's the thing is, and you can work around the injuries and still have a 4 or 5 star match.
Yeah.
You just have to focus on what you want to accomplish and what you want to stay away from.
Before we get to the event itself, I do want to mention the fantastic commercials that were in place for this WrestleMania in particular. We saw The Undertaker as Dirty Harry. We saw Eugene as Forrest Gump. We even saw you get in on the fun as well. You recreated the whole When Harry Met Sally. It's you and Christy Hemme. Do you remember that commercial shoot? What can you tell us about that?
Oh, it was awesome. We did it in New York City at the same restaurant that Harry and Sally did it. Wow. Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. Linda McMahon was there. It was a lot of fun. We were doing this. We were filming it, and everybody just kept laughing. It was just, we had great chemistry, Christy and I, and it worked really well. And we just added to the WrestleMania commercials the entertainment factor. I don't know if we had the best video, but we were up there. We had a pretty entertaining video.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.